Ojo turu sore kaki ana dewa ngangklang jagat dewane Dewa Bathara. Hi everyone, I'm Alifa from Kediri. Today I'd like to tell you a legend from Kediri under the title Sumber Cakarsi. That day she felt lonely. There was nothing exciting she could do. She ignored some of the players who looked busy passing around. Ragil Kuning's mind was bound by her desire to treat her longing. Ragil Kuning's longing for her own figure that day seemed unstoppable. Until finally, Ragil Kuning went into her comfortable room and tried to communicate with her aunt. That day, Dewi Suci was meditating in Selomangkleng cave. So, Ragil Kuning had to try telepathy to talk to her aunt. Auntie, I miss you. Can I see you? Whispered Ragil Kuning in silence. Cah Ayu, you don't know. Along the way, there will be lots of obstacles. Aren't you afraid? Dewi Suci tried to scare her. You will pass a forest, the big forest. Everything will happen there. Until finally, when some of the palace mates had fallen asleep, Ragil Kuning was prepared for a long journey. If my father or anyone asks, just say, I'm wandering, said Ragil Kuning to Emban, her loyal servant. Yes, Kasih Ayu, be careful. If you're tired, just press. Just a few breaths, Ragil Kuning left the palace. She entered a quiet forest. Only the sounds of the nocturnal beasts and the sign of cold wind that she felt and heard there. Shortly thereafter, Krosak! There was a noise from behind the forest grave. Whether what it is, humans, animals, or other creatures. Who are you? Come out! Don't hide like a snail! Challenging Ragil Kuning without fear. Ha ha ha, Kang! She's not only beautiful but fierce too. This is one of them. Just beat it up, Kang. We only need the treasure, right? Said the rascal who immediately swung his machete. The physical fight did not last long. For a moment tidying up her clothes, Ragil Kuning was continuing her long journey. But suddenly, another obstacle approached her. Cahayu, where are you going? An old woman appeared in front of Ragil Kuning. Huh? Who are you? Ragil Kuning was quite surprised at the time. The old woman was really terrible. She was Wewe Gombel. Move over, old woman. Don't get in my way, said Ragil Kuning. In her heart, Ragil Kuning hoped that the dawn could soon greet and force Wewe Gombel out of her way. And fortunately, dawn greeted her. Wewe Gombel gave up and disappeared from Ragil Kuning's way. A long way to go until tired and thirsty came on Ragil Kuning's body. She also stopped for a moment. Under the big tree, Ragil Kuning began to open food supplies she had brought from the palace, a little food. Then Ragil Kuning fell asleep under the big tree. In her sleep, Ragil Kuning had a very bad dream. She met a giant hand that was really big, as if walking towards her. Suddenly, the big hand spoke. Hey, cute girl, who are you? How dare you play in my spring? He said in a harsh voice. Huh? Who are you? Ragil Kuning started shaking at that time. You don't need to know who I am. You have teased me. The big hand angrily. In her life, Ragil Kuning had never felt such fear until she was shocked and woke up from her sleep. Dari cakap besi! Shouted Ragil Kuning. The strong scream of Ragil Kuning startled the entire forest. Raga Kuning hurried away from the place and ran as fast as possible. And when there was only one breath left, while out of breath, Raga Kuning hugged her aunt's body and said, "Ono cakar besi, ono cakar besi, ono cakar besi." Raga Kuning's words sounded unclear because she was gasping and gasping. Since then, the well where Raga Kuning met cakar besi was known as Sumber Cakarsi. Until now, residents around Sumber Cakarsi still believe in this story. So, children, especially girls, are very obedient with their parents' advice. None of girls from Cakarsi village was dared to going far alone without being accompanied by their parents or siblings. Well, everyone, that's the end of my story. For you to know that Sumber Cakarsi is still protected according to the original until now. The well is in Pesantren Sub-District Kediri. Just come to Kediri and I will invite you to Sumber Cakarsi.